The Brooklyn NY News Review, BKLYNEws.com. The Brooklyn NY News Review headlines posts. Brooklyn NY News Review in brief 250 page. Blank. 1. New York and Brooklyn from Michael_Novikov 121 sites. Brooklyn paper, day of contentious pro-Trump rallies end with massive Marine Park demonstration. Brooklyn Eagle, NY limits hospital, nursing home, prison visits in virus red zones. BKLYNER, just a quarter of city's school children have attended school in person this year. This is the plan to change that. New York Daily News, stocks post worst day in more than month amid surging coronavirus cases. Brooklyn Music Google News Wesley Schultz of the Lumineers releases debut solo album, Vignettes, New Jersey stage. Kings County politics, Boroughh Park's all-women EMTs green-lighted for ambulance. New York Daily News Classist and disgusting, AOC rips Trump for mocking her college degree. New York Daily News NYC Council bill would raise wages for human services workers. Brooklyn NY Google News American Air Power Museum's Veterans Day program celebrates World War II, Cold War veterans, Veterans Day, the island now. Brooklyn College Google News first African American cardinal designate praised by Brooklyn Catholic clergy, the tablet Catholic newspaper. Brooklyn Vegan 20 new songs out today. Madison Brooklyn Google News new songs, Jesuit, The Alchemist, JID, These New Puritans and more. Brooklyn Vegan. Brooklyn Music Google News new songs, Jesuit, The Alchemist, JID, These New Puritans and more. Brooklyn Vegan. BKLYNER Trump 2020 in Brooklyn. New York Daily News man lights ballot box on fire in Boston. Brooklyn Art Google News proceeds from a $376,700 stick sculpture sold at Christie's will fund public art in London. Artsy. Park Slope Brooklyn Google News around Brooklyn, Lander, now candidate for NYC controller, says crisis planning key part of job. Brooklyn Daily Eagle. Flatlands Brooklyn Google News around Brooklyn, Lander, now candidate for NYC controller, says crisis planning key part of job. Brooklyn Daily Eagle. Dyker Heights Brooklyn Google News around Brooklyn, Lander, now candidate for NYC controller, says crisis planning key part of job. Brooklyn Daily Eagle. Boroughh Park Brooklyn Google News around Brooklyn, Lander, now candidate for NYC controller, says crisis planning key part of job. Brooklyn Daily Eagle. Sunset Park Brooklyn Google News around Brooklyn, Lander, now candidate for NYC controller, says crisis planning key part of job. Brooklyn Daily Eagle. 1. New York and Brooklyn from Michael_Novikov 121 sites. Brooklyn paper, day of contentious pro-Trump rallies end with massive Marine Park demonstration. Hundreds of supporters of President Donald Trump flocked to Marine Park on October 25, where Republican leaders delivered speeches in support of the president's re-election. The rally, organized by an Orthodox Jewish group that calls itself Jews for Trump, came after caravans of Trump supporters drove through New York City on Sunday afternoon. The largest convoy, also organized by Jews for Trump, made its way from Ocean Parkway to the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway and across the Brooklyn Bridge, with supporters waving Trump 2020 flags and thin blue line, American flags in support of the police. The convoy coincided with several smaller caravans and Manhattan Trump rallies, such as the Red Zones rally, which drove to Manhattan from Rockland County, and a smaller demonstration of support outside Trump Tower. In Times Square, Trump supporters with the Unite for Economic Rights caravan outside Trump Tower clashed with anti-Trump counter-protesters, who ripped off the convoy's Trump flags and threw red paint on the cars, videos show. "We don't want you here," one counter-protester shouted at a car of Trump supporters. Chaos broke out between the two groups, with supporters on either side punching, kicking, and tripping each other. One video shows a Trump supporter in a red sweater lunging at a young woman counter-protesting, and a group of demonstrators punching and kicking him. Eyewitness Jordan Baruch said that the Trump supporters in the Times Square conflict were with the rally outside Trump Tower organized by the Conservative Republican Alliance of New York, not with Jews for Trump, which several sources reported. Police arrested 11 people in the Times Square clash. The pro-Trump caravans drew ire in other parts of the city. Onlookers in Brooklyn and Manhattan threw eggs at the cars as they passed, and in Midtown, a group of counter-demonstrators argued with a Trump protester and stole her Trump baseball cap. Still, after the convoys drove around the city, hundreds of supporters with Jews for Trump and other pro-Trump locals made their way to Marine Park for the 5 p.m. rally. A line of cars shut down 2 blocks of E34th Street and clogged Avenue U, where attendees held flags high, honked their horns, and played music. In the park, speakers cheered the crowd on from a flatbed truck. Trump 2020, shouted Hashi Tischler, the radio personality. City council candidate and admitted anti-masker who earlier this month was arrested on charges of inciting a riot for his role in the violent anti-lockdown protests in Borough Park. Sunday's crowd of nearly 1,000 people was mostly Orthodox Jewish, and about half of the attendees wore face masks, according to a Brooklyn paper reporter on the scene. One Trump supporter told this reporter that she believed Trump would send her medication if she contracted COVID-19. Throughout the rally, the crowd chanted, "4 more years," and USA, while waving Israeli flags and signs in support of the police. The song, YMCA, by the Village People, the apparent anthem of the event, played repeatedly. The rally's speakers included former Borough Park State Assemblyman Dov Hikind, a conservative Democrat, and billionaire heiress Andrea Katzimatidis, the chairwoman of the Manhattan Republican Party whose father founded the Gristedes Foods grocery chain. "This is probably one of the most exciting moments of my life to see my city out here," Katzimatidis told the cheering crowd. "The best is yet to come. And that's why we need 4 more years of President Trump." Unlike earlier in the day, there were no apparent counter-protests at the Marine Park rally, and no reports of any altercations or arrests. Nearly 1,000 people gathered in Marine Park on Sunday in support of President Donald Trump's re-election, photo by Todd Maisel. Brooklyn paper, Brooklyn Eagle, NY limits hospital, nursing home, prison visits in virus red zones.